I gotta freaking calm down. That ending... That... Why? I'm so glad they confirmed the fucking season 2. I am. I would be... I would be raging right now. But, I have that rage right now in me. That cliffhanger. Just why? I understand what happened, I guessed correctly on a lot of things, but why? Why would you fucking end it there until season 2? Okay, so, clearly with this ending, we find out that a season 2 was officially announced. We have the name, Selector Spread WIXOSS. Now, the interesting thing about this entire name title is how it is so different. For instance, Selector Infected WIXOSS. And then this new one's going to be called Selector Spread WIXOSS. So, I'm guessing Selectors are going to be spreading out even more than they used to be. Or most likely has something to do with that ending. So, what did this episode do besides the dramatic, tragic ending of this first season that definitely, I swear to you, bitch slaps everybody. It's like, you want a conclusion? It just... Yeah, you all pretty much know probably the rage I am feeling right now. This entire episode... Wow. I knew it. I knew season 1 of WIXOSS would end like this. I knew it. I sensed it. I mean, for them to announce a season 2 of this series, multiple episodes back, multiple weeks back, around like episode 6 or 4, there was definitely going to be a traumatic cliffhanger. I mean, it was going to be a dramatic cliffhanger, and it was definitely going to make us all scream at the TV. And it's a good thing. I'm excited. I am pumped. I am fucking pumped for the next conclusion of this. I really am. I really want to see this. And what's even better about this series, honestly, I cannot spoil myself. I cannot go online to read a manga, read a light novel to spoil myself for a second season. This is just written only, an anime original written plot. And so nobody can be spoiled. Nobody can give out spoilers. And this means that this story can go any way and nobody knows what will happen. This, number one of the fucking season. I said it. Number fucking 1 of this anime season. It has shocked me from no end and back. I mean, literally, from the first episode, as I have talked multiple times, I butchered that. I knew this series would be good, and then it built up into this point. Wow. Okay, so... The ending of this episode, what did it do? And what was the main implications of what happened? Last episode, we found out if an LRIG does not accept a wish or the contract against a selector, they will disappear. Okay. Now, what did Tama do this episode right at the end? She disappeared. Now, here's the thing. The conditions had to be met for Iona. Iona had to have certain conditions met before she can have her wish. Now, here's the wish that Iona wanted. To become Rue's LRIG. Now, we could clearly see that at the end of this episode. Now, why would Iona want to be Rue's or Ruko's LRIG? Is it because Ruko loves battling? No, I think there's something else going on here. Does she want her body? Or is that, Iona's original body? I mean, there's a lot of questions, a lot of theories I could just throw out there for a long time right now. I have so many things, more than I've ever had in this entire series, and I don't want this video going up to a freaking hour mark. I mean, just theory crafting. But we clearly see with the facts of this episode that I guessed correctly with my last review, with my theories, that this WIXOSS game, this different dimension that they're fighting in, is spreading into the real world. This is the reason why. With that ending, you clearly see that the entire battlefield changes. And you see that they're on top of the skyscraper where they started their battlefield. And then you see on the outskirts, you see how the entire time is distorting. You see how the sky is changing. And then you even see parts of the skyscraper falling down with these people that were not even in the game. And so it shows you right there that this game really can mess with the real world and spread into the real world. Now, here's the funny thing, okay? Remember what I just said there, spread into the real world. What is the next season called? Selector Spread WIXOSS. Now, I feel like the main thing that is going to happen next season is that this entire game, this other dimension, is going to spread into the entire world. That is the main goal. I think that creature that Mayu wants. I think that's exactly what I'm going to say right now. Mayu definitely wants, you know, the entire WIXOSS game dimension to be spread into the entire world. And that is kind of fucking dark. It really is. We can clearly see those implications in the opening song. For instance, even the first episode, we see, like, foreshadowing for the future. I have a sick feeling that that beginning of the first episode, when we saw that weird dream that Ruko had, that was what the world will look like once this dimension spreads onto the entire world. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. That's exactly what I see is going to happen in Season 2. Because it clearly shows that this game can affect Outworld phenomenon. It has phenomenons that can happen Outworld because it had some of the skyscraper fall down. Now, here's the thing, okay? This episode is mainly just showcasing Tama's decision. Her wish. Tama has a wish. She wants to be with Ruko. She wants to be with her forever as a friend. And she doesn't want Ruko to be an LRIG. And with that conflicted wish with Ruko's, it would completely separate them since Ruko would be made into an LRIG. And so, you had Tama decide to not fulfill that wish. And it was sad. It really was. Because she disappears at the end. And there's big questions that pop up with this episode. What does this Mayu person want with Tama? Because you clearly see that this Mayu person was trying to manipulate Tama at that last moment. And you can understand why. It was pretty much another Kyubey. It really was. I mean, why would Mayu really interrupt Tama at this situation? You gotta think about that, okay? To stop Ruko from stopping WIXOSS. It was clearly that was the main goal that Mayu was thinking in the mind, even though it wasn't said, even though Maya looked like she had good intentions, and even though she was saying evil things about Ruko, it's still the point Mayu was thinking about herself in the entire game. It's clearly obvious that's exactly what it was, and that's why she interrupted Tama. That's exactly the reason. But here's the thing, okay? What is going to happen with Yona? What is going to happen with Tama? What's going to happen with Ruko? What's going to happen with Yuzuki? I mean, there's so many things going on here, and all these selectors and these LRIGs knew what was going on. They knew what was going on. You saw someone cry, like Yuzuki Hanyo was crying at Yuzuki's body, looking up at the tower, and what did that symbolize? What did that mean? I mean, Hanyo's not been honest a lot in this series, and a lot of these LRIGs have not been honest. And so here's the question, is there something else we do not know about? Is there something else that it needs to be explained more? Is there something else in the wish that Iona had that's even worse than anything we've seen so far? Either way, we could clearly see Iona did something that was shocking. She put her own self into Tama's card. And that's one thing I don't understand. I really don't. From all the stuff and feedback I've had from Iona, the only thing I can see why she would do that is because Ruko loves battling. So I don't know. Okay, music. Music of this episode was absolutely fucking phenomenal. Oh my god. The atmosphere this episode gave off left me with like, what is going to happen? Before I saw that cliffhanger, I had that emotion and feeling building up into me that just made me like, what is going to freaking happen? I feel this tension just building up. I felt the tension in this episode. And then the music, the dubstep electronic music that was beaten in this episode, I was like, it was just so freaking cool. So I want to actually ask you all a couple things real quick, okay? I don't know if anyone noticed, but that opening song was changed. Now, it wasn't changed completely, but it was changed with different sound effects and showcased all the selectors with the LRIGs. For instance, when you saw Ruko, you heard this distortion sound with Tama. You saw a distortion with all the different selectors, even with Akari. So, I mean, you really saw different things going on in this opening, something that really just showcased that this episode was going to be top shit. Like, it was going to go into the darker path. That's clearly what this opening song did. I don't know if anyone else noticed. And then you had that cover ending song at the end of this episode, especially showcasing the aftermath of this battle. It was beautiful. It really was. I really wish, honestly, I had Season 2 already. I really do. But I think this is going to leave me some time to think and reassess my thoughts about what I feel like is going to happen in the next season. Because I still have to wrap my thoughts around what all really happened in this episode. Really. I have to process that because there's a lot more I have not even covered yet. But I didn't think WIXOSS would be this good. I knew it was good, but I didn't. Did anyone honestly think that this series would be this good? Honestly? Be truthfully honest. Did you think that this card game anime would be this good? I mean, I know I didn't. I know for a fact I didn't. I thought this was going to eventually turn sour at the end, but I guess I got slapped. Just gonna be honest, okay? So, I recommend this series completely. I mean, if anyone has yet to watch this series and you're still watching this review, just go give this a fucking watch. I could say from my standpoint right now, this Season 1 is brilliant. It really is. It managed to do a lot of things with this first season. It was mainly the groundwork for future things to come for Season 2, and that's exactly what I think Season 1 was meant for. Just the build-up, and the pacing, and just laying out the entire rules of this entire game. And so, I cannot wait for fall. Fall looks like a very promising season for a lot of anime fans, not just for Selector Infected WIXOSS fans, but just for anime fans in general. There's so many series coming out this fall that this is looking like 2011 all over again. That's exactly what this upcoming fall looks like. So everybody, tell me your final thoughts on Season 1 of Selector Infected WIXOSS. What did you feel about this episode? What did you feel about this Season 1? What did you feel about that ending? What did you feel about Tama disappearing? Do you feel like all my theories I have theorized for this entire series might come to pass? Do you believe that the main concept of this game is to spread into the real world and make it to where the entire world is in the WIXOSS dimension? Let me know in the comments below. I love you all so much. Please be safe. Chibi out.